One of the topics I wanted to talk about is this BMF belt, right? And some people love it, some people hate it. I think it's more of an honorable mention of belts. So I don't absolutely hate it, but I know it's not the real championship. But it's a fun thing. All I could say is that the UFC merging with the WWE has had a long time coming. Because WWE is all about putting on a show, and whether you want to admit it or not, UFC is about putting on a show. It's about selling tickets. Yeah, it's the best fight in the best, right? But obviously, if you pay attention to Dana White's picking and choosing on who gets which fights and which fights he protects, which fighters he doesn't want to put in a bad situation, Sean O'Malley. Um, yeah, we can see that's not true. Also, maybe Sean O'Malley beats Aljamain Sterling. Maybe. I don't know. I just think that Jan fight was so close that you could tell that they like to favor some matchups. But the BMF belt is it's so and so. I was listening to Islam Makhachev, completely trash all over this because you guys can't win a championship, so you have to make up about. And let me be honest, Islam would beat both Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, in my opinion. I think Islam Makhachev is probably one of the best. The only guy who's a threat to Islam at this point is Alexander Volkanovski, and he's no one's touching him at 145, and I don't think anyone's touching either of those guys at 145 or 155. So those guys are destined to meet again. That's the fight that has to happen between those two. That really is the fight that has to happen. I can see why Islam's going after Oliveira first because he wants a little bit of a tune-up and some more experience before he's ready for that Volkanovski rematch because he knows he made mistakes. I'm getting off track. We could have these fun titles or whatever. I remember when this happened a long time ago, Masvidal versus Nate Diaz, the honorary BMF belt. Oh, excuse me. And sometimes a little more marketability is good for merchandising and brings more to the company and gets the fighters paid more. I don't see why that's a problem. If you're non-ranked in the UFC, you should get paid pretty well. You don't deserve millions and millions, but when you see some of these fighters like Jared Cannonier being broke, I mean, dude, you're top of the food chain in the UFC middleweight, near the top. Maybe we need these gimmicks. Maybe they're a necessary evil. And also, why do you think they're doing Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg soon? Because Conor McGregor, the cash cow, has taken a long hiatus. He's lost a lot of steam off that Poirier trilogy, right? And whether you like it or not, he was a necessary evil in that sport. He brought in a lot of money. He brought in a lot of eyes to the pay per view. But when he started to lose, people started seeing him as, not the best anymore, which is what his spew was all about. And that's what made his run so special. So, no, yeah, you need other things. Now you need Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg, which is going to sell a ton of pay per views. You're going to need things like the BMF belt, little marketability. Yeah, not everyone's going to like it, but sometimes things are just for fun. Sometimes art's art. Martial art. Yeah, I went there, but I'm going to defend it because we need money to fund these things, right? We need to get fighters paid more. We want to draw in fans. You're putting on a show, you're putting on a spectacle. And I know sometimes you see some of the best fighters in the world get screwed over, which, trust me, when you see things like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg fighting, and then you see things like Logan Paul wanting to go into the UFC, along with Jake Paul doing boxing, you think it's a little bit of a clown show, but some of those guys do pretty good. Where what level are these top fighters actually on? I don't know. But it certainly muddies the water and makes it a lot more interesting, which, as a longtime UFC fan who's been around the sport for years now, who likes to see it kept fresh. And you know what? Maybe we're going to see something different every now and again. Do I know that Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are not pro fighters? Yes. But I'd still like to see that action happen. Why not? I think it would be funny as hell. I just want to see it go down. Why don't we do another thing? Why don't we take Sneeko and Brandon Buckingham and put them on an undercard. I'd watch that fight. We need these gimmicks. People tune in to watch Jake Paul fight because he brings views in. So why is the BMF belt so bad? But that's my ramble. In conclusion, like I've said 5 different times in 5 different ways, yeah, the marketability matters. That's why I'll forever be pro BMF belt. Swag.